Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Specter from the Magician's Museum, a John Bellairs mystery by Brad Strickland. Narrated by George Guidall. Chapter 1. Louis Barnavelt had been frightened before in his life, but this time he was terrified. It was a sunny, warm fall day in the 1950s. Louis stood just outside the junior high school in the small town of New Zebedee, Michigan, and felt his stomach fluttering with a million butterflies. "What am I going to do?" he muttered. Louis was a chunky blond boy of about 13. He had a round, anxious face and a timid way of looking at the world. Now he was waiting for his friend, Rose Rita Pottinger. They were both in the same grade and in the same boat, and Louis hoped that talking to her would make him feel better. Louis stood with his back against the wall, and when Dave Schellenberger and Tom Lutz came running out of the school, he pressed against the black stones as if he wanted to sink into them and disappear. Dave and Tom had been big wheels all through elementary school, and now they were two of the most popular kids in junior high. Both were great at sports, good-looking, and snappy dressers. By contrast, Louis was clumsy and heavy. Instead of nylon shirts and jeans, he wore flannel shirts and corduroy trousers that went whip, whip when he walked. He was not popular either. Sometimes he thought the only people in the world who liked him were his Uncle Jonathan Barnavelt, the next-door neighbor Mrs. Zimmerman, and his English pen pal, Bertie Goodring. Plus Rose Rita, of course. At last Louis saw her coming out of the school. Rose Rita was sort of like Louis, another odd duck. She was tall for her age, and skinny, with long, straight black hair and big, round, black-rimmed spectacles. Louis knew that Rose Rita regarded herself as an ugly duckling. People thought she was a tomboy, too, and she hated the blouses and plaid skirts her mom insisted she wear to school. She felt much more comfortable in sweatshirts, jeans, and sneakers. Rose Rita paused outside the school door, clutching her books to her chest. Then she saw Louis and gave him a dismal smile. As she came down the steps, she muttered, "It's awful." Louis nodded glumly. "What are we going to do?" Rose Rita rolled her eyes. "I know what I'd like to do. I'd like to sail away on a slow boat to China, or get sick with a disease that would last exactly 4 weeks. "Sure," said Louis sarcastically, "or run off and join the circus, or find a formula to make you the invisible girl. Only we can't do any of those things." The two trudged away from the school, heading for Rose Rita's house. Normally Louis liked to walk down the streets of New Zebedee, at least when no bullies like Woody Mingo were around. New Zebedee was a small town. Its downtown stretched only 3 blocks long.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?